Thank you for joining me today to learn how to rock the Cleveland Rocks Awards. My name is Sydney Stone. I am the immediate past president on serving on the board this year, and I'm also helping out the Cleveland Rocks team with their judging for the Cleveland Rocks Awards, which is our signature event. Before I get started, I wanted to make sure everyone marks their calendars for the actual event, the awards ceremony. It's taking place November 19th at Gordon Green. So make sure you mark your calendar. It'll be in the evening, November 19th at Gordon Green. But in the meantime, today is all about how to be able to get there and to have your work honored at that event. So let's get started. So today we're going to talk very briefly about why the Rocks Awards are important, what makes an award-winning entry, and I'm going to do a short demo of the Judgify platform to hopefully help you, guide you and make sure that you understand how to do this, how to do it successfully, and how to submit your work on time and before the deadline. So let's talk real briefly about why the Cleveland Rocks Awards are important. Well, they are hard to win. Last year we had over 100 entries from across Northeast Ohio and the Cleveland Akron areas. So they are definitely very competitive and they are third-party judged. We do reciprocal judging with another PRSA chapter. This year we will be doing reciprocal judging with the Chicago chapter. So another Midwest chapter will be judging our awards. And because they are third-party judged, it helps keep the judging non-biased. It helps make sure that we are being as ethical as possible. And it definitely, really ups the ante when it comes to winning and getting your award recognized. So another thing that might be of interest to people is that the Cleveland Rocks Awards can be a stepping stone to the National PRSA Silver Anvil Awards. So these awards are the PRSA National Awards for campaigns and tactics, and they are structured very similarly to the Rocks Awards, so that if you do create a Rocks Award, you can also use the entry and much of what you create for your entry in the Cleveland Rocks competition to submit to the Silver Anvil Awards as well, which are very prestigious and judged at a national level. So a couple other things, the Rocks Awards help provide a critical look at your work. They are judged with using the RPI process, which is a common process that many of you are probably familiar with, especially if you've been through getting your accreditation, your APR. RPI stands for Research, Planning, Implementation, and Evaluation. And the way that the entry is structured is pretty much just that, research, planning, implementation, evaluation, and all of the components that go into that and all of the materials that go along with that. So it's a really good exercise in making sure, you know how to put together a PR plan, and it helps you write better plans in the future. I found it's helped me write better plans in the future when I've had to really think about some of my Cleveland Rocks entries. And it'll help you, make sure when you're moving forward with campaigns and tactics next year to start early in creating proper measurable objectives, doing the research, and thinking about how you can create the best campaign or tactic possible through the lens of the RPI process. And we hope it's also a return on investment for your hard work in these campaigns and tactics. So it's a good way to independently judge your plan's success. It can help you justify your budget with your company and with your CFO. And it might provide possible career advancement opportunities for you because you're able to show how you add value and how your team can add value to your company. So going there, let's now switch over to the Judgify platform. You all will receive the link to this platform, but it's currently still in the demo Judgify process. This platform will open June 17th. So it's available June 17th. The early bird entry deadline is June 28th. and the late entry deadline is August 5th. The pricing will change depending on when you enter. So if you enter and you're a PRSA member and you enter by the early bird deadline, sorry, here I'm back now at the home page. If you enter by the early bird deadline, which I said earlier was June 28th, then you will only have to pay $75 per entry. If you enter by the regular rate, it'll be $85. And then if you're a non-member, so that means anyone who is not a Greater Cleveland Akron member, you will have to enter at $85 for the early bird and $95 for the regular rate. So, if you're entering more than one entry, entering by the early bird deadline does save you a chunk of change. If you're entering 4 entries, that would save you $40. And then down here are the campaigns categories and the tactics categories. You will find all of this information also on our chapter's website, but it is here for you to check out if you need to go back and look at the campaigns and tactics categories. And again, like I said before, this portal will open June 17th. So let's go through submitting an entry. Up here, you'll see submit an entry. I've already created my own account. So when you submit, when you get into this platform and you say submit an entry, you will be prompted to create your own account. Some of you might already have an account through Judgify because you entered in the past. So if you've forgotten your password, there's a forgot password option. It'll just, send a link directly to your Gmail or wherever your email is housed, and you can go from there. But for now, I'm already logged in, so I'm just going to submit an entry and move forward. Okay, so here's the first section. So I am a Cleveland member, so I'm going to click Cleveland member. My member name is Sydney Stone, and for today, I'm just going to say my member number is 1234556. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but we'll say that for now, as this is the test run. So in terms of my category type, I want to choose campaign or tactic. So let's say I wanted to enter my video campaign for announcing a new CEO. So I choose campaign, and then I have to choose my campaign category. So there, as you can see, there are many, many different categories here available. I want to point out a couple things. So we have external and internal communications for some of these categories, such as diversity and inclusion. We also, for some of our most popular categories, we've broken them up by industry type. So if you work in education or healthcare, or in the nonprofit or public affairs and government sector, and you want to enter an event, you can choose to do that by entering that specific category for that event. We also did this for the integrated communications campaign, as we did get many entries for this one, and it allows us to provide more feedback for people who are entering in these campaigns and provide more awards. So these are some options. And then of course we get into media relations, regulated communications, and things like that. So for today, I'm just gonna choose digital campaigns. Now, because I chose a campaign category, I'm not going to choose a tactics category because I'm only entering a campaign. The title of my entry is Congratulations, New CEO. Name of organization entering is, let's say, ABC Communications. And then a client name. So this option is for anyone who is possibly working in agency work. You can also list your client name here because they might be included on the award. So now we're getting into the actual meat and potatoes of the award. So the entry summary. This is a brief summary of your entry. Up to 500 words, although brief is best. We do include some of these summaries in our speaking notes when we award these awards. So try to keep it, kind of elevator pitch, brief summary. Then you're getting into the situational analysis, describing the situation, the goals, the intended audience. And down here, you can see the percent of the score that each section takes up for the final score. So that's just something to be aware of. So I'm just going to put in some test uh, text here. Research and planning. That's 30% of the score. You have to talk about your objectives, your strategy and planning process, things like that. Implementation, execution. Now we're getting into the RPI process. So the research, research and planning, implementation, and then evaluation. So I'm just going to put some test text in the rest of this so we can keep moving. And then down here, you can see single image that best represents your entry. This will be used on the slides when we present the awards. So it could be your logo, it could be an image from your campaign or your tactic, anything you want. And then down here is also the public entry description. So this is also similar to what's up here, the entry summary. You can utilize similar text. This is a short max 30 words. So really just one sentence explaining what you are entering. And then finally, here is where you can upload any files that pertain to your entry. So it could be, I recommend PDFs. PDFs are a good way to upload work so that it doesn't get mixed up in a Word document. I also do recommend considering URLs. If there's like links to websites that you have, you can include them down here. Note that videos are not supported as uploads, but we know many of your campaigns and tactics include videos, and that's important. So make sure, if you can, to publish your videos to YouTube or another video sharing site and include the link in the URL below, which is the URL section below. You can make these private links too if you're like, I don't want to share these publicly on our YouTube channel or our Vimeo channel. You can do that privately and share those here. And if you're having any issues, feel free to reach out. We can try to work with you to make sure that the judges get the proper information that they need to judge your entry with all of the information they could possibly need. So once you're done filling this out, you can go down here. You can save it as a draft if you want. You can confirm and add new. So that would be something that you would be doing if you are putting in more than one entry. You can also confirm, and that would just, oh, it looks like I have an error. Oh, it's asking me to upload a file. Let me find a file from my desktop. We'll do that one. That's me and my partner. That'll be our test file. Okay, and then confirm. Looks like I'm still missing something. Let's try again. Oh, it exceeded file size. So keep that in mind. Sometimes you do have files that will exceed a file size. Let's try this one. This is my lovely passport photo. That one worked. You can see at the bottom. Okay, so now hopefully that will do the trick. I'm going to confirm. Looks like it's thinking, so that's good. Okay, it says success. Submission has been saved. So now it takes me to this next section, which says proceed to payment. So you can pay at the end if you have more than one entry. You can pay all at the end if you want to. You can enter everything and then pay it all at the end. That's probably the easiest way to do that, especially if you're paying through a company card. However, just for today, I'm going to show you your options. So if you don't want to pay the Judgify fees, you can send in a check. Because we are a not-for-profit, we do have people pay the fee that they need to pay, the extra fees for Judgify. So if you pay through PayPal, which is our other option, you can do that, and that would send the funds directly to the PRSA PayPal account. That would just add on a little bit of extra of a processing fee. But if you feel like not paying the processing fee, you can pay through check. And if you do that, you would just say check payment and then hit confirm. And if you paid through check, someone from our group will contact you, likely Lynn Brasic or myself, and will ask, how would you like to submit the check? Here's the address, and we'll work with you to do that. So you'll see that you have, this little thank you for your entry submission. You will get an email to your inbox saying, thank you for this. Here is your, um, here's what you entered. We'll be getting back to you soon. And that's that. That's really the best way to submit an award through our Judgify platform. And like I said, it'll open June 17th, with the late deadline closing August 5th and the early bird deadline closing the 28th of June. So that's what you need to get started. If you have any questions, you can always contact me or another member of the board. And I wish you well in entering the Cleveland Rocks Awards this year.